ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
You've clicked on the Weather Xtreme video. I'm ABC 3340 meteorologist Brian Peters with you. And here's a look at our SkyCam network. Here's the Compass Bank building looking out over the Birmingham area. A beautiful morning, and certainly a beautiful morning on the river down at Demopolis. Even though we're watching Ike off to our southwest, it looks like the weather will be great. Still a good deal of wave action that you can see, but not nearly as violent looking as it was yesterday at the Gulf Shores SkyCam. And then here's a quick shot of a little bit of moisture, a little few low clouds on Mount Cheehaw, where I happen to be this morning. And here's a look at the surface map. There is Ike. Ike came ashore in the vicinity of Galveston Island around 4 a.m. this morning, and we have a front across the central United States. It looks like Ike is going to recurve and come along that front, giving the Midwest a good deal of rain. Here's the upper air pattern overlaid on the water vapor imagery, and of course we can see Ike. And that is the main focus, but actually it's going to be just far enough away to keep the weather relatively good here, with the exception of Sunday night and Monday. Temperatures across the eastern half of the country are still quite mild, but now we're beginning to see a hint of fall. Look at that, some 40-degree readings, some 30-degree readings in the Northwest U.S., and perhaps we're going to get a hint of that by the latter part of this upcoming week. Temperatures across central Alabama this morning generally in the lower and mid-70s. And of course you can see from the wind barbs, you can see the flow from the southeast, all influenced by Ike well down over eastern Texas. Here's a look at the tropics. Of course, we got Ike. We've got the remnants of Josephine or approaching the Bahamas, and then we have another tropical wave out there in the middle Atlantic. And here's a look at the satellite imagery. Of course, once again, you can see Ike, and then near the Bahamas, you can see the remnants of Josephine, and then back off in the central Atlantic, another wave, and none of those are looking particularly good right now. So other than Ike, Ike looks pretty good. And here's a look at the Houston radar. Again, Ike came ashore. I think it appears very close to a Category 3, but I think it was a Category 2 as it came ashore. Trying to look at all the data quickly this morning. And there's the eye as it's moving away from Houston now, but still giving a good deal of rain. Here's a little broader look, and of course we can see on this the front off to the northwest, and that will help to steer Ike into the central U.S. Here's the track by the National Hurricane Center, downgrading it to a storm, a tropical storm by tonight, and then a depression after that as it heads up across Indiana and Ohio into the eastern Great Lakes. And here's a look at watches and warnings this morning. We've got a lot of flash flood watches and warnings across the area, plus we've got tornado watches across the southeast Texas and a tornado watch up there over the Chicago area. Here's the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for severe weather today, and of course it's just along the track of Ike. Jeff pretty well shows it, expecting on the order of about 12 inches in the Houston-Galveston area, and then as the track continues on into the central U.S. and up into the eastern Great Lakes, on the order of about 4 to 7 or 8 inches or so. All right, let's get to the 06Z GFS model run, and here is the surface map for today at noon or at 1 o'clock, and I think maybe the GFS is a little bit slow. I think perhaps Ike will be in the vicinity of the Houston, of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then by tomorrow at midday, Ike will lay over to the northeast and head up towards, looks like in the vicinity of St. Louis there, as it's running along the front and gets absorbed by the front. By Monday, the trough is beginning to move a little further eastward, and as it does, it's also deepening just a little bit, and that's forcing the front through here. It looks like our best chance for rain is probably going to come Sunday night and Monday morning during the first half of the day on Monday. And so I don't know that everybody's going to get wet, but it's certainly the better chance for rain. By Tuesday, the high pressure off to our west settles in, and we see a few clouds, but I don't think we'll see much in the way of moisture. And much the same for a Wednesday, as Ike is now completely history. Thursday, still a great day. And look at those thickness values. Looks like temperatures generally around 80 to 82 or so for our highs, and certainly that's a nice hint for fall. By Friday the 19th, the trough is off the east coast of the United States. We're watching another trough coming into the northwestern United States and general ridging over the central U.S., and that's keeping us good weather. So once again, Friday looks great. Saturday looks just as good. And then by Sunday, that trough on the northwestern U.S. is beginning to inch a little bit closer as it gets into the Rockies, and that may be bringing a front our way for next week, but that's getting into voodoo land. And let's go ahead out a little further into voodoo land. This is the 24th, and the trough comes on across but seems to weaken as it does, and so that may drag a front down into the area and give us another chance for some rain on the 24th, Wednesday the 24th. By Sunday the 28th, that one trough is gone and another one has formed, so we're getting a nice series of troughs, and that's good. That brings another front down into the area from Minnesota down across into Colorado, and so that may be heading our way. So certainly prognosis is good for continuation of events. Appreciate you tuning in to the Weather Xtreme video from ABC 3340. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters coming to you from Mount Cheehaw. Hope that you have a great weekend, and God bless.
Weather.